Have you ever felt weaker than you used to be? That getting up from a chair has become more difficult? That carrying a bag, walking to the corner, or climbing a flight of stairs requires an effort it didn't before? If so, know that you're not alone. This has been happening to many people after the age of 60. But the good news is that this can change. There's still time to regain your strength. You just need to understand what's happening to your body. And we're going to help you with that right now. More than 40% of people over 60 are already losing muscle mass without realizing it. This means that out of every 10 people you know, 4 already show signs of muscle weakness. But almost no one knows it. Many think it's just age catching up. Others think it's normal to get weaker over time. But the truth is that this weakness has a name and can be treated. It's called muscle loss. And this loss has been one of the biggest reasons for falls, hospitalizations, and even loss of independence among the elderly. First, you feel that you get tired more quickly. Then you notice that you can no longer easily open a jar lid. Over time, the simple act of getting up from an armchair or picking something up off the floor becomes a challenge. And before we realize it, we're avoiding leaving the house, walking too much, or doing simple activities for fear of falling or getting hurt. And then we move less, and the body keeps getting weaker and weaker. It's a cycle. But this cycle can be broken. It doesn't have to be like this forever. Muscle loss isn't just a strength problem. It affects the whole life. When muscles lose their firmness, balance is impaired. The risk of a fall increases. And we know that a fall, after a certain age, can have serious consequences. It can lead to a fracture, surgery, and a long time in bed. And the longer someone stays in bed, the more muscle they lose. It's like a thread pulling another. But it's possible to stop this process and even turn it around. Maybe you're wondering why this happens. Is it really just because of age? The answer is no. It's not just age that weakens muscles. There are some daily attitudes that seem simple, but are harming your body without you realizing it. Things you've been doing for years without imagining that they could be accelerating this loss of strength. And believe me, even some foods that seem healthy can be hindering your muscle health. One of them, in fact, is a very common vegetable in everyone's home. I'll tell you which one in a moment. The good news is that all of this can be resolved. You don't have to live with this feeling of weakness. You don't have to accept things getting worse. Throughout this video, we'll show you what the 6 hidden villains in your daily life are that are destroying your muscle strength. And we'll also show you how you can face each of them with simple, safe, and possible actions for anyone at any age. You don't need a gym, expensive supplements, or radical changes. What you need is information and small steps. Knowing what's wrong is the first step towards improvement. And today, you'll discover that. You'll understand why your body is feeling weaker, why some tasks seem more difficult, and most importantly, how to change that reality. We'll talk about habits, about food, about rest, about how stress and even certain medications can be weakening your muscles. And yes, we'll also talk about that vegetable that seems healthy, but can be harmful if consumed the wrong way. You will be surprised. Many people suffer from this problem in silence. They are ashamed to say that they are more tired, that they feel pain in their legs, that they have lost their balance, or that they can no longer do what they used to do. But it doesn't have to be like that. Feeling these things is not a sign of failure, nor a reason for shame. It's a sign that your body is asking for help. And when we listen to this signal with kindness, with attention, and with a willingness to change, everything can improve. Let's imagine together a person who has always been active. Someone who enjoyed walking, cooking, taking care of plants, playing with their grandchildren. Gradually, this person began to feel more tired. They thought it was normal. Then, they started to avoid certain movements, stopped going out to avoid getting tired. They began to sleep more, eat carelessly, and spend more time sitting still. One day, this person stumbles, falls, gets hurt, and then fear sets in. This story repeats itself every day with thousands of people. But it doesn't have to be this way. If this person knew that what is happening to them has a name, a cause, and a solution, everything could be different. And that's what we're doing here. We are giving you the knowledge that can change your life. Because when you understand what is happening to your body, you gain power. And when you have that power, you can make better, more conscious and healthier choices. The body can respond well at any age, even after 60, 70, or even 80. We have seen many people who regained their energy, walked with more firmness, and did what they enjoyed after they started taking better care of their muscles. Because the muscle responds. It is grateful. It gets stronger when you give it what it needs, and this is not a miracle. It's science, it's care, it's kindness to yourself. Muscle loss doesn't have to be the end of your freedom. You can live with lightness, firmness, and confidence. You can walk without fear of falling. You can sleep well, eat better, and find pleasure in the small things of the day. It doesn't matter how you are feeling today. What matters is what you choose to do from now on. And the first step is to continue with us in this video. In the next few minutes, we will show in detail what the 6 villains hidden in your routine are. You will understand how each of them acts, even without you realizing it, and how they gradually weaken your body little by little. But we won't stop there. After showing the villains, we will also show how to face them, how to change your diet, how to move your body safely, how to rest better, how to talk to your doctor about your medicines, how to do little things that, together, make all the difference. You will discover that it is possible to regain your strength, that your body still has a lot to offer you, that age is not a limit, that you can feel good, feel alive, with more energy and balance. We are here to help you see this, and to walk with you on this journey. Now that you know how common this problem is, we will show you what these 6 villains hidden in your routine are, and what they are doing to your body without you realizing it. Let's now talk about the 6 villains present in the routine of many people who are gradually taking away the strength of the body, often without anyone realizing it. Perhaps you have already felt some of the effects they cause without knowing the reason. The truth is that these villains do not act quickly or loudly. They act slowly, silently, a little bit every day. And when we realize it, we can no longer do what we used to do. But the good news is that by recognizing these villains, it becomes much easier to protect yourself from them. Let's start. The first villain is sedentary lifestyle disguised as rest. Many people think that after a certain age it's best to avoid effort, rest a lot, and take it easy all the time. And of course, resting is important. But there's a difference between resting and spending most of the time sitting, lying down, or not moving. When the body stops, the muscles also stop. And when the muscles are not used, they start to disappear. Staying still for too long, even if it seems comfortable at the moment, can be gradually draining your strength. Perhaps you think, but I get tired from just walking a little. I need to sit down. Yes, fatigue can come, but often it appears precisely because you are not moving. The body gets used to inactivity, and then, the less you do, the less you can do. Many people wake up, have coffee, and immediately go sit in front of the television. Then they have lunch and lie down. After the snack, more time on the couch. At night, bed. This, day after day, weakens the body. And the most dangerous thing is that it seems harmless. But it's not. The body was made to move. Even if it's just a little every day, slowly, safely, the muscles need to work. This even helps improve mood and sleep. And remember, even if you've spent a lot of time still, it's never too late to start moving again. Your body will thank you. The second villain is the lack of protein in the diet. This is much more common than you might think. Many people over time stop eating meat, eggs, chicken, fish, beans, not out of malice. Sometimes for economy, sometimes out of habit. Other times because they feel these foods weigh heavily on the stomach, or because they've lost their appetite. And then, the lunch plate becomes simpler: rice, potatoes, a bread roll, sometimes a light soup. But protein is missing. And for the muscles to stay firm, they need protein every day. Without it, the body has nothing to sustain itself. And even if you're eating well in quantity, if the quality doesn't include protein, the muscle will start to diminish. This also applies to breakfast and dinner. Many people only have coffee and bread in the morning, then eat something light in the evening. This may seem common, but it can be a mistake. It's as if the body is trying to build something but is missing bricks. It can't. And then, day after day, it loses mass, strength, and energy. That's why it's so important to remember that protein is essential, even in small portions every day. It makes an enormous difference. The third villain is poor sleep or oversleeping. It may seem strange, but both lack of sleep and excessive sleep hinder the body's recovery. When we sleep well, the body reorganizes itself. It takes care of memory, digestion, breathing, and muscles. But if sleep is light, full of interruptions, or if the person sleeps too many hours in a row without quality, the body can't do this work properly. And this leaves the person more tired, more discouraged, and with weaker muscles. Some people go to bed early, wake up late, but still wake up tired. This could be a sign that sleep is not good. There are also people who wake up in the middle of the night, lose sleep, tossing and turning from side to side. This also wears down the body. And when sleep is not restorative, the body feels it. The muscles feel it. Energy goes away. That's why it's so important to create a peaceful routine at bedtime, avoid oversleeping during the day, and seek help if sleep has been poor for several days in a row. Sleeping well is a gift to the body, and one of the secrets to keeping muscles firm and healthy. The fourth villain is constant stress and sadness. This is an invisible but very powerful villain. When we are sad, worried, or nervous for a long time, the body reacts. It releases a hormone called cortisol. This hormone in excess weakens the immune system, disrupts sleep, impairs digestion, and yes, attacks the muscles. It causes the body to lose muscle mass more quickly. And the worst part is that most people don't even know this. They feel their body weaker, but they don't realize that the reason may be emotional. Deep sadness, anxiety, fear, loneliness. All of that weighs heavy. All of that interferes with the body. And often when a person is feeling all of that, they also stop eating properly, sleeping well, moving around. And then, the problem compounds. One thing pulls the other. That's why taking care of the mind is also taking care of the body. Talking to someone, laughing, getting distracted, listening to music, going out a bit, visiting someone, all of that helps. And if the sadness is too strong, seeking professional help is a courageous step. Your body needs you to be well on the inside too. The fifth villain is improperly guided medication. This is a delicate but very important point. Of course, many medicines are necessary. For blood pressure, for the heart, for sleep, for pain. But some of them, when used for a long time or in wrong doses, can have effects that no one expects. One of them is muscle loss. Some medicines decrease appetite, others increase fatigue, and others still mess with the hormones that help keep muscles strong. And the worst part, sometimes the person starts to feel weaker because of the medicine and thinks it's because of age. But it may be the side effect. This doesn't mean you should stop taking medicine on your own. Never do that. The right thing is to talk to the doctor, explain how you're feeling, ask if any medicine could be causing this. In many cases, the doctor can switch to another option or adjust the dose, and that alone makes a big difference. Your body deserves complete care, and that includes looking carefully at the medicines you take every day. And now, the sixth villain. This one will surprise you. It's a vegetable. Spinach. Many people believe that spinach is always good. And yes, it has many nutrients. But what few people know is that when consumed in excess or improperly, it can hinder the absorption of calcium and iron in the body. These two minerals are essential for keeping bones and muscles strong. Spinach contains a substance called oxalate, which makes it difficult to absorb these nutrients. This means that if a person eats spinach every day, raw or without proper preparation, they may be preventing their body from taking advantage of the iron and calcium from other foods. And over time, this can lead to muscle weakness. But don't worry, there's no need to stop eating spinach. It can continue on your plate, yes. The difference lies in the preparation. We'll explain exactly what needs to be done in a few minutes. Now, the important thing is to understand that sometimes a food that seems good may not be being properly utilized by the body. And when we understand this, everything changes. These are the 6 villains that are present in many routines. And if you identified with any of them, don't worry. This happens to a lot of people. You're not alone. And most importantly, it's possible to change. It's possible to regain your strength. It's possible to have energy again. Muscle loss is not a one-way street. It can be controlled, treated, and even reversed with simple actions. Now that you know the 6 villains, comes the most important part: how to combat each of them with simple and effective actions. Now that you know the 6 villains that may be weakening your muscles on a daily basis, the most important moment of all has arrived: understanding what can be done to change this situation. And the best part is that these changes don't have to be difficult, expensive, or complicated. On the contrary, they are simple, practical, and safe actions that you can start today. With small steps, it's possible to regain your body's strength, gain more energy, and live with much more vitality. Let's start with exercise. Many people think that in order to recover their muscles, they need to join a gym, lift weights, and do difficult movements. But this is not true. Most elderly people can improve significantly with just light activities done right at home, or on the sidewalk, in the backyard, or in the building's hallway. The important thing is to move regularly. There's no need to overdo it. The secret lies in consistency. A good start is to walk every day, even if it's just for 10 minutes. Walking helps strengthen the legs, improves balance, and is also good for the heart. Another simple and powerful exercise is to get up from a chair using the strength of your legs, without supporting yourself with your hands. You can do this 3, 4, or 5 times, slowly and carefully. This already stimulates the muscles. If you can climb 1 or 2 steps per day, even better. These movements that seem small make a big difference when they become part of your routine. The body appreciates it. And gradually, you'll feel more confident to do other things you had set aside. Now let's talk about nutrition. Many people believe they are eating well just because they eat a lot, but quantity doesn't always mean quality. What the muscle needs most to stay strong is protein. And protein is present in foods like eggs, meats, chicken, fish, beans, lentils, and even some cereals. If you usually have coffee with bread for breakfast, rice with vegetables for lunch, and a thin soup for dinner, your body may be lacking the protein it needs. That's why many people, even eating 3 times a day, continue to lose muscle mass. It's not your fault. These are habits that have been around for many years, but it's possible to change. How about starting the day with a boiled egg, or adding some shredded chicken to your lunch? A small grilled fish fillet also helps a lot. If you have difficulty eating meat, you can use beans as an ally. They are inexpensive, nutritious, and easy to prepare. For some people, the doctor may even recommend supplements, such as protein-enriched milk, but everything should be done with guidance. The important thing is to remember that without protein, the muscle does not maintain itself. Eating right is fueling your strength. Another important part of taking care of your muscles is sleep. Sleeping well is like charging the body's battery. It's during sleep that the body recovers, renews cells, and repairs the day's damage. If you sleep poorly, with light sleep, wake up many times during the night, or sleep too much during the day and have trouble sleeping at night, your body is not resting as it should, and this affects your energy and your muscles. The ideal is to have set times for sleeping and waking up. Avoid screens before bedtime, such as cell phones and loud televisions. Try to create a calmer environment with little light and no noise. A warm cup of tea, light conversation, or soothing music before bed can help. A good pillow, a firm mattress, it all counts. Sleeping well is part of the treatment to regain strength. The body needs this moment of rest. And when you start sleeping better, everything improves together. Mood, energy, appetite, and of course, muscles too. But that's not all. The mind also needs to be well for the body to function properly. Therefore, one of the most important solutions is to maintain pleasant activities and socializing with other people. When we isolate ourselves, feel sad or discouraged, the body feels it too. The desire to move decreases, appetite changes, sleep worsens, and this directly affects the muscles. On the other hand, when we do something we enjoy, everything improves. Do you like listening to music, taking care of plants, crocheting, sewing or painting, dancing, chatting with neighbors, going to the market, the grocery store, the bakery? Each of these activities, no matter how simple it may seem, is good for your body. It's good for your brain. It's good for your heart. It's good for your muscles. And being with other people, laughing, sharing stories, all of that has value. Joy also nourishes the muscles, and no one is too old to live good moments. You deserve it. Now let's go back to talking about that vegetable we mentioned, spinach. It can indeed be part of your diet, but it needs to be consumed the right way. When raw, spinach has a substance called oxalate, which prevents the body from absorbing calcium and iron. And these two minerals are essential for the health of bones and muscles. But there is a solution. When you cook spinach and drain the water, a good portion of this substance is eliminated, and spinach becomes much safer and healthier. The same applies to other green leaves, such as taro and chard. Eating vegetables is important, but knowing how to prepare them is even more so. Cooking, draining, mixing with other foods, and varying the types of vegetables is the best way to ensure that your body takes advantage of everything good in foods without harming the muscles. The secret lies in balance. Everything we've talked about here isn't difficult to do. Walking a little every day, eating more protein, sleeping better, distracting yourself with something that gives you pleasure, preparing food with care, speaking to the doctor honestly. These are the steps. And the best part is that you don't need to do everything at once. You can start slowly. You can choose one thing at a time. You can adjust gradually. The important thing is to start. Because when we take care of ourselves, the body responds. And it responds with gratitude. You start to feel firmer, more secure, lighter. You climb the stairs with less effort. You walk faster. You sleep better. You wake up with more energy. And you start to live with more freedom. Don't think it's too late. Your body has an incredible capacity to recover, even after 60, 70, 80. We've seen many people who regained their joy of living just with these simple changes, and you can be one of them. You deserve this. You deserve to live with quality, health, and dignity. Age doesn't define your future. What defines it are your choices, and you can choose to take care of yourself, starting now. Now that you know the villains and the solutions, it's time to act. Start today with small steps. You can regain your strength, vitality, and independence. And if you know someone else who's also feeling weaker, thinking it's just age, share this video. That person may be going through the same things and doesn't know there's a way out. There's still time. There's always time. And if this content was useful for you, take the opportunity to follow our channel. Here we always bring tips to improve your health, well-being, and quality of life. Subscribe, activate the bell to receive new videos, and leave your comment telling us what you thought. And don't forget to check out the link in the description. Your experience can inspire others. And don't forget, share with those you love. Because good information needs to be spread. We're in this together. Until the next video.